What in the world happened to Pascal Siakam?
Please. Well,
I don't remember what this guy look. At the end of the day, the line looked okay because he was still playing in that fourth quarter when the Jays were out, and he pulled some garbage points to pad those stats. But
that's
I don't even remember what the good version of this guy looks like and it looked like before. Like all I know is this shell of a player that we've seen since the Celtics have just been, dominating these guys since the bubble started. I don't remember pre-bubble Siakam.
Bubble cool. Jaylen Brown snatched his soul. Is that Joe's way to say that yesterday?
That's right.
Manhood robbing.
So true. It's just not the same guy. Nope.
Better shooting, more cutting, more spacing with Kawhi especially. Like he was just able to play off the ball, cut back line, find the corners. He's an exceptional corner 3-point shooter. You don't see him get those shots anymore. It's a lot of him on the ball, spinning into oblivion, into a wall. And, he's not as big. He's not as menacing as Giannis, who does that similar move and has great success with it. But he did have a stretch before the All-Star game last year where he was, a top 25 player in this league. So he did it without Kawhi for some stretch. You do have to think of Jaylen. The stretch of the playoffs.
Hey, Joe Sway's burner.
Joe Sway's burner.
Not me.
Brockton's back in the house.
That is not. Oh wow.
When do we start the TPE for Siakam conversation?
Siakam's looking like that dial-up Wi-Fi that Joe Sway and Nick Gelso are using once in a
Yeah, once upon a time. That's on Nick, man. Nick got that dropping Wi-Fi, man. I don't know what's going on with Nick.
Dude, I don't know. Siakam, I feel like
good.
Siakam's blowing their chance at trading for Harden too, if that's what they end up wanting to do. They won't even be able to get rid of that guy.
I know they need to start propping him up more. But no, this one's a good one. And someone else said Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum came back in the game looking like the twins from Breaking Bad. That's a great reference.
Yeah. This is a good question here from our boy George. He's a loyal viewer here. Can you guys rate 1 to 70? I don't know why you picked 70, George, but we lost you. Friggin' Brockton Wi-Fi strikes again.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, man.
How much do you hate Nick Nurse? George would give him a 67. I hate Nick Nurse 40 on a scale of maybe 45.
I'll go 69.
60?
69. There's always a little bit more room for hate for me. I can always hate you just a little bit more, but it's pretty high up there for him. Just such a whiner, complainer. Just get him off my TV screen.
I give him some props as a coach, though. Championship. Last year, scheming the series to 7 games. I mean, you got
we'll throw
it back to last year where you guys were like, this should be a sweep. They should be winning every game by
a should have been then. What about tonight makes you think last year shouldn't have been a sweep? The Celtics are demonstrably worse. The Celtics lost and they're short Marcus Smart. And what are they missing?
They murdered you.
Ibaka, man.
Ibaka was the move of the summer, it looks like, the way he's playing out in LA.
Yeah, and who I wanted over Tristan badly. Imagine this team with Ibaka instead of Tristan Thompson. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'll give you that one. Even
oh, my God. It was not even close.
But one thing that does annoy me about Nurse, and I mentioned it to you guys, he's holding court pregame and postgame the way he does, and just slapping fist pumps with the writers, and hey, you look good. Yeah, you look good.
Yeah. How's the family?
It's like the King's court.
Julian hates him 70. Yeah, Kyle hates him 150.
Well, you know what Nurse is doing? He's buttering up the media because
I always
they will come.
That's the best. That's the best way to get positive media coverage. Just say the writer looks good. That's all you really need to do.
Oh, Nurse. I mean, because he's just had it easy with those sweethearts from Toronto.
Yeah, everyone in Toronto's nice, man.
They're not when it comes to hockey. They're friggin' pretty rough on that. That's a tough hockey market, man.
Yeah, in basketball, they're just happy to be relevant.
But we've got a team. But
but
Nick Nurse, so good coach. I mean,
Kyle Lowry's in the chat.
Help me, guys.
Oh, help me, guys. Yeah, man, you're beyond help.
We got Harry in our Patriots chats. We got Kyle Lowry here in the Raptors chat.
I want to defend Toronto to some degree, though.
Of course you do. Toronto, Cam.
That's definitely Kyle Lowry.
Isn't it kind of, and I know we're in a COVID world and you just got to make it work at this point, but isn't it, you have 29 teams that are in their home cities, in their facilities. Some have fans, some don't. That's a minor difference. You have a team 300 miles away from their home, playing in like a convention center. You saw the massive ladder that they had to bring out to fix a scoreboard before the game. None of these guys want to be there. They don't have a real practice facility. Like, all this stuff matters. And I look at the team, I look at the way they're playing, like, they're just mentally taken out. They were in the bubble for 3 months. Now they're all of a sudden, it's for 72 games playing in Tampa and traveling across the country. It was just a horrible decision. I don't know who made it. They might have decided to go to Tampa. I always thought New Jersey was the better place to go. You actually have facilities there. But they are just getting nailed in a way no other team.
You know what, though? They get to play in front of fans. That was cool. Even though there was a lot of Celtics fans there, that was something.
They played a road game tonight. It was their taco chants and they're all green.
I know, but it's still fans.
Yeah, I'm sure that felt great for them tonight.
It's got to feel better to play.
I'm sure it felt just like home.
They're getting nailed. And again, that's going to save Nurse some grace. It's a legitimate excuse, I feel like, because that is a big difference versus what every other team in the league's going through. But, you got to be better than 1-5.
Yeah, people legit are gonna think I'm from Brockton. Stop it. All right, I'm not from Brockton. I don't live there either. But if you know, you know. That's why the joke's funny.
I'll say this too. The word is that they possibly.
No, don't start that, Jimmy. Get at it.
Just look him up. Look him up if you're ever in Brockton.
Oh, that was a funny moment. Taco with the glasses against Memphis.
Yeah.
They should have went to Buffalo. They already had the Blue Jays, thing going on up there. They could have
you need NBA facilities. I guess they felt good about Tampa. So they're not going to use that as an excuse.
You need a high school gym. It's not like you can have, a full stadium. You just get the guys on the court and get out there, roll the ball out, and play ball. I seen Joe Sway at the Brockton Tuesday.
All right. I don't know, what do they have out there? The bat, the bus.
It is fair though, Bobby. To your point, it is. I mean, it is unfair a bit, but it is what it is. I mean, that's the way the season's got to go for them. I mean, take it up with the Prime Minister.
Now that's actually a good decision, better than what the NCAA is doing to start this year. A pretty good decision by Toronto to shut down sports. It did probably cost them Tristan Thompson, I heard, though, because Tristan was looking at kind of that homecoming to Toronto. They need a center. They had starting center minutes. They had the mid-level. And he just said no to Tampa. And all of a sudden he's here in Boston. So
what about –
Nah, he got that call from Danny. That's why he was like, see ya. Let's do it.
What about Harden? Can Harden save them or no?
My worry with that, and I think they're going to be the team that runs into it. I made my top 10 list. The packages.
I love Bobby's lists.
Yeah.
We asked him to recite at least 4 things out.
Well, it's down on paper on the phone, and then I got to remember it on air.
Come on, Bobby. It's worth the risk. Come on. Roll the dice here. Let's go. Set them up.
So I think Toronto needs to do this. The end of this Lowry run. We all know what Siakam is, and he gives you that level of scoring boost that they don't have right now. I mean, they're 27th in offense coming into tonight. So, what better place? He would like Tampa. He would like Toronto. Those are 2 places that would probably be enviable for him. And I think
why is that?
We all know. We don't have to go down that road. But anyway, do you have to give up too much, though? I mean, they're thin as it is.
Lowry wants them.
They're thin as
it is.
What are you going to give up?
On Twitter.
Team.
Boy, Lowry.
They're probably the team, right?
This could be his last chance.
They're one of them.
Back to the finals.
They're certainly at the top, right? I mean, I feel like
Denver out west, maybe they're having a similar start.
Match. I mean, we still think the Sixers are a possibility.
Not right now.
Right now. They look great.
Yeah.
That would break Tobias Harris's heart, Jimmy. Don't do that to him.
How unexpected was that? I mean, we thought Simmons for Harden was done the second the rumors started, but Morey held. Credit to Doc. They look good.
Clearly started by Houston.
Yeah.
Another one, yeah.
That rumor was clearly started by
You were right again, John. All of the noise had no end, no package, and there he is in Houston.
There. They tried to manufacture it, yeah.
I think you're going to stop hearing Jaylen Brown for James Harden after the way this
It's
season
over.
started for Jaylen Brown.
Over. Yep.
I mean, that was never.
It was a murmur.
It
was a
only
whisper.
it only existed because it could, not because
Exactly.
they would.
Yeah.
Because you cross Tatum off the list, and all you have left is Brown. That because it's really more a byproduct of the Celtics not having a lot of tradable assets than it was anything to do with Brown being worth trading for Harden. I'll stick by it. And we've mentioned a million names and a million teams. If I have a legit bona fide star under the age of 25, I am not trading them for James Harden. I'm just not doing it.
And let's give Danny some credit here. I mean, we've been through about 6-star names. The one we always look back on was Kawhi because he goes to Toronto and wins that title. And you say, if he could go back in time, you would probably trade Brown for him. Looking back on it now, there's probably some level of, redemption for Ainge there and not doing that. Now, if Kawhi would have guaranteed Boston a championship, just one and then left, we can always weigh those two things because, Brown's not guaranteeing you a championship even at his highest level he's reaching now. But, you passed on Davis when Tatum probably could have got him. You passed on Kawhi when Brown probably could have got him. Look at where they're at now.
It's hard for me to give up a guarantee. If you guarantee me a championship, it's hard for me to give that up. Obviously, you can't do that, so we'll never know. But
yeah, it's all about where they end up from here. Yeah,
I always take the championship because it's so hard. It's so hard to win. It just is. Everything has to go right. I mean, look at the 2008 team. You thought you probably had 3 championships in the bag with that team, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, but you'd still make that trade over and over. You'd still make that trade over again 100 times.
I think even the Raptors too. You got to think about these wings and these pieces like OG and Powell. I mean, like, are they going to pan out? I mean, is this going to be like the peak? Where are these guys going to peak? If they're still climbing, then okay, let's another year. Let's see what we got here. Clock's sort of ticking on Lowry, but
Lowry's in his mid-30s.
What a good opportunity to ship these guys off, get James Harden, and who knows? Maybe they end up being a bust for Houston, or not what you thought or you envisioned them to be, and you just roll the dice with Harden and put them in a series against the Brooklyn Nets and hope that maybe you can get back to the NBA Finals. I mean, I don't think it's so crazy to think about when you see what Siakam's sort of going through, his struggles, his inconsistencies.
Yeah,
it's a good opportunity to ship him off.
And they don't strike me as a tank team. Like, they're too good. They have too much talent. And even if you get the number 1 pick, are you going to insert them with this group and have a thriving roster for years to come? Probably not.
That's a good point. I mean, they're not built. The coach, GM, those guys.
GM's in his last year too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not built to just blow it up. They've got some pieces in place. I mean, Lowry's the heart and soul of that team, and I'm sure that they would love nothing more than to get him a guy that can, give him another run at a title. I don't think Siakam's that guy. Clearly, I don't think that. So I don't know if the Raptors have to make a decision here sooner than later.
All right, we're done.
I was talking Raptors.